listening to The Announcer's Table with Daryl and Ian. This podcast is presented by RingIcon.com, the social networking site for wrestlers, fans, promoters, and everything indie wrestling. Log on today and create your profile, and as always, enjoy the show.
I swear I thought she was, 16, but
she wasn't.
She wasn't.
So this is the Announcer's Table presented by RingIcon.com, and today is Friday, so that normally means that we're going into the pro segment.
Yep.
But what are we doing today, Daryl? What does that mean for us?
I threw Ian a curveball. All right, that's Ian. I'm Daryl. I threw Ian a curveball, and I said, you know what? Let's change it up a little bit. I said, let's just talk about some wrestling, and just kind of see how the conversation flows. We're still talk about, some WWE and some TNA stuff, but, I just don't want to be, right on, you know what I'm saying? I want to just kind of see how conversation flows and just talk about wrestling stuff in general, like what interests us and stuff like that. Let's sort of, I want to talk about some Total Divas.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did y'all watch it?
We watched it.
You should have. I thought it was good. I don't know if I'm buying the whole Eva Marie just kind of gets on my nerves.
Well, her gimmick is really strange because there's some points in seeing her on the television and seeing her how she acts, they just don't add up. She's this really bad girl, and cheating on her boyfriend and all that kind of crap in the beginning of the season. And then, she doesn't drink. She doesn't really party very much. She was really looking after JoJo. There are those kind of things that... I think her real personality, she's a lot nicer and more of a real person.
And some of the stuff she says to the Bellas, it's like...
Yeah, it's total gimmick.
It's a little too scripted to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's scripted. Everybody knows it's scripted.
Right.
But, that looked a little too scripted.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that her gimmick... her and JoJo, I think those are... JoJo I'm still really confused about, but those two, because they brought them in as characters into a TV show, they started from scratch with those two. They didn't even put them... You didn't even really see them in NXT or anything like that to build a reputation. They just straight up brought them in as brand new people.
From the Performance Center to Boom or...
So, they could really build them however they want. And trying to film them 24/7 with the Divas show is really, it's interesting to see how they could just build characters from scratch. So
now another thing I want to talk about, it popped in my head that we was talking. WWE made a release this week, and I'm very disappointed in this release.
And I don't know who the release is, so this is gonna be a shock.
It's Cassius Ohno. Also known as Chris Hero, and he is huge on the indie scene, like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk level. Okay, he travels all over the world. He's huge, and I hate he was in NXT,
right?
And I just hate that they just couldn't do something to bring him up,
right?
And have him be great. But what I'm starting to realize now is with this Performance Center, they're going to stop looking for these great independent wrestlers. Because they're going to want to bring people into the Performance Center, train them and do everything for them, and then bring them up.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I'm really interested to see how they do that. Because are they going to get people that have zero experience and just build them from the training center up?
I think so.
Or if they're going to bring in some independent guys, I'd love to see Tough Enough come back, but that's not going to ever happen.
Yeah, I kind of dug that, but that's kind of what the Performance Center kind of is. It's
right.
Just a everyday Tough Enough,
Right. Yeah, but I wish they would do Tough Enough like they did the last couple seasons of, where it was directed towards, if you're an independent wrestler, bring it on.
Yep.
If you're not, then we'll look at you and and see if you have the athletic ability. Because the first couple seasons were actually horrible. Not horrible.
Yeah.
Some of them were picked out that had some decent,
the best
technical ability, but at the same time, some of them were just flat out.
Well, the best one, I think, obviously the Miz is doing great now,
right?
But the best one to just come out from being like nowhere to something was John Morrison.
Yeah.
Or I forget what his real last name is now. He used it on Tough Enough, but he just broke through and just was able to run with it. From going from.
You don't think Maven was the best?
I know you're in love with Maven and that unibrow that he had, but he's a bouncer at a club now. He got like pissed because somebody recognized him.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is sad because he was like a teacher or something. And then,
if you got that much training from WWE, at least use it on the independent scene and make a little bit of money on the weekends.
Yeah, but he wasn't that good.
Yeah, but he.
I don't understand how he won the show.
Look at who he was against. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. To me, it's whatever. Billy Kidman. Was on. He's they're overseas doing their live tour over there, and Paul Heyman is in a wheelchair and is being pushed out by his doctor, which happens to be Billy Kidman, but he's going by some other like doctor name, whatever.
Yeah.
And which he's actually
Dr.
an agent.
Isaac Yankem.
yes, that's Kane for y'all that don't know.
Yes.
But he's actually an agent for WWE.
Right.
Which I think is kind of cool. I didn't know that until like a few weeks ago.
A lot of people poke at Billy Kidman.
Yeah, a lot of people make fun of him.
You'll see a lot of tweets and things like that where they're poking at Billy Kidman, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I think it's
I loved Kidman. Kidman was one of my favorite wrestlers. Seeing him and Rey Mysterio in WCW, those were some of my favorite matches. Seeing him pull off the shooting star press was unbelievable.
My favorite Billy Kidman moment?
What was that?
When he missed the shooting star press and double gutted on the top rope.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
he went sideways.
Yeah, he went traveled sideways.
Yeah.
And landed like gutted across the top rope, and I'm like, I thought it sucked for him. Very embarrassing.
Not quite as bad as Brock Lesnar's shooting star press attempt.
And missed
and
like
landed
knocked
on his
himself
face.
out.
I
don't see how he even. He said after that he don't know how he finished the match because like when he got up, you could see he was like
glazed over.
He was not there. I think Kurt ain't gonna finish that match for him because he was gone. And it was after that I think Vince told him no more.
Yeah,
but he had been hitting him at OVW and stuff like that, And I'm like, man, that just...
Yeah, but those OVW matches weren't, 30-minute matches that blew you up,
Yeah, but he's like, isn't he like 6'4" or something?
Yeah, he's
thick.
Way
he's
too big to be pulling off.
Almost 300 pounds. Yeah. He shouldn't be freaking flipping like that. That's just...
It's like Bam Bam Bigelow. He shouldn't be moonsaulting.
No, well, Bam Bam Bigelow's really wasn't a moonsault. His was more like a side roll over.
Well, some of them he went over pretty well, but some not quite so much. But you gotta give it to him. He was like a 400-pound dude.
What do you think about Kane? COO? Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot because I've missed that since he.
Did you see the picture?
Yeah.
I think
it was shocking to me when he pulled his mask off. I didn't realize he didn't grow his hair back out. I didn't know that was a wig. I thought that he grew his hair back out. Because I was like, damn it, he shaved his head again. But obviously.
Well, you know what it is he's wanting to run for some kind of government kind of thing where he lives.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And, he's actually a really smart, intelligent
I'm
dude.
sure he is. But
and so I think that's what they're going to start trying to portray him as on TV to kind of give him that so people can see his face. He's growing his hair out. It's like a full head of hair. He doesn't have that half-shaved crap that he had.
I'm glad they're not doing that. That drove me
he's
nuts.
like in a suit. So I think it's getting people used to that idea of seeing him. It might help him.
Yeah.
See, like, there he is right there.
Yeah.
He's still ugly.
Yeah, he's definitely...
That's just a...
what? He reminds me a lot of Bradshaw. I don't know, but, We got
Survivor Series
coming up.
It's gonna suck.
Well,
this is my opinion. You want to know why my opinion and why it's gonna suck?
Why?
I remember old Survivor Series. Okay, like you had the 4 to 5 man teams.
Yeah.
Battling it out, dwindling it down to the last people, and it's like they don't really do that anymore. There's no. I kind of miss that. I mean, I'm kind of nostalgic for that. I really want that. I want to see. You could almost have it with like the Wyatts and the Shield, which got into it on Monday. Then they realized they was fighting each other, and then turned back to CM Punk, started fighting him. But you could almost have it with them if they added a couple more people to each one just for that match. But I don't know. I don't really know what all matches are coming up for Survivor Series.
Well, we'll probably talk about that more next week.
Yeah.
I mean, let's move to Impact. What's going on Impact?
Okay, they're doing this whole new 24/7 initiative kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I get it, but some of it's stupid. Like, they post a lot of YouTube videos that are like 30-second clips of just BS. I'll move over to Impact. And the worst thing about it is, I want to talk about that in a second, is freaking, what's that chick's name that owns it?
Dixie
Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
She's the worst thing about it. Her acting skills is that of, like, this microphone acts better than she does. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. Because she tries to portray... No. Dixie, stop. You know what I'm saying? Cut it out. You're not a TV personality. She needs to quit.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like she needs to quit. She just needs to quit trying to do that.
Well, she's trying to quit. She's trying to sell the company.
Well, they're saying they're not. Her mom and dad actually own the company as Panda Energy. Dixie's like the CEO or whatever. But her mom and dad are like own the controlling interest in the company.
Right.
And her mom sent out a memo saying, look, there's all these rumors. I don't normally address rumors, but I felt this one I should address. We are not trying to sell the company. We are not fielding offers. I'm calling BS.
I agree.
They may not be trying to sell it, but the rumor happened somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it come about of Hogan quitting and them telling Bischoff to stay at home and we'll pay you. Maybe it came about because of that.
Well, honestly, they need to sell it.
They need to do something. I think, my opinion, what they need to do, and this has already kind of started to happen, y'all should know what I'm talking about, is Jeff Jarrett is kind of stepping back in. He's in the back a lot more now. He's running things a lot more in the back. And I think if they start having his input a lot more, I think you'll start seeing a total different change in the company.
Well, we'll see. I mean, supposedly one of the people talking about buying it was Billy Corgan, which is the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, which he owns a wrestling organization in, I think, Indiana or something
he's a big time wrestling fan.
Right.
I don't know what his knowledge is of wrestling.
I mean, if he's running an organization, we'd have to see what that organization is doing.
I'm gonna do some research and and
so
find out.
I mean, that's obviously one of the rumors going around, but that's all rumor until it happens.
Yeah.
But,
hey, PA, put that down for me to research that. Okay, thanks. But I'm on research. I want to find out, see if there's some video stuff out there of like his show and see what's going on. I want to talk about this incident right here. Tommy Dreamer. Not that that was a joke, but Tommy Dreamer had his hardcore whatever match, and him and Terry Funk fought. I don't know who they fought, but Bully Ray came in and smacked him over the head, and they're doing a show, a one-time only show, and he challenged Tommy Dreamer. So Tommy Dreamer's apparently going to come to TNA for one match, and him and Bully Ray are going to have a match or something. That's kind of cool.
That's interesting.
I think that's one of the better moves I've seen them do in a while.
Yeah.
Speaking of that crap that I just showed you a second ago, Pac-Man Jones. I get what they was doing. She teased about a former champion coming back, and he's the top of the mountain. So everybody thought initially Jeff Jarrett's going to come back on TV with the whole top of the mountain because he was the king of the mountain,
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Obviously.
But it was in Cincinnati, Pac-Man Jones or Adam Jones plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. So I get why they did it. Sometimes WWE has guests from that.
Right.
So I mean,
but don't try to portray it as
they built it up, and he
just
come
like
out
they
and
did the same thing with August Warning and the whole Tito Ortiz
that was
thing.
like the worst. Just crap because nothing came of it.
Well, they need to quit bringing.
Well, not only. I think that's what that thing Tommy Dreamer's going to be at.
Right. Well, but they need to quit portraying things as big events, and it turns out to be just a special appearance. You know what I mean? Because special appearances, they might be cool for one night, but they're not. It's not a lasting thing.
Well, you know why that whole storyline and gimmick stuff bombed right there is one is Tito Ortiz, and who gives a flying enough about Tito Ortiz? Nobody.
One of the big things was
his last 5 MMA fights. I think he won 1 out of the last 5. All right, he's done. Okay, Rampage Jackson. I think he's won 1 of the last 4 of his MMA fights. Okay, he's not really a fighter. So they had this pay-per-view. They was trying to get airtime for both of them. I get that. Okay, I understand that. The way they did it was messed up and wrong. But what did it didn't come to anything because the pay-per-view didn't happen because Ortiz got hurt.
Yeah.
And
and Kurt Angle went out on the DUI, which really killed that whole storyline of the Aces and Eights and
Main Event Mafia. Now the Main Event Mafia is no more.
Yeah, I mean that killed the whole gimmick with Kurt Angle being out for so long.
Yeah, it definitely hurt, but they just gotta make some changes. I want to see TNA succeed so bad, just because I like having that alternative stuff to watch and stuff like that, and they're doing the whole AJ like he doesn't work for the company, sort of having a title, tournament for the TNA heavyweight title, and even though he's the champion, he's defending it everywhere, like in Mexico at AAA and over in New Japan and stuff like that, and of course he's winning because he's going to come. Eventually, he's going to come back after the first of the year and say, I'm the true champion, I'm the champion. Then they're going to have a unification match, Which, speaking of unification matches, that's what we think they should do in WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they should just unify the 2 titles. All right, because it's kind of pointless. Because both of them wrestle on both shows.
Yeah. There's not really any brand separation anymore.
Only for like mid-card and lower.
Right, and even then it's still really
there's
mixed.
only one tag champ. There's only one tag titles.
And so the whole separation thing, back when it originated, it was interesting, because they had a huge roster back when they separated, because they had ECW and WCW. They had all these guys, so they had to separate them. But now it's completely pointless. They've lowered the roster down a lot. And so, but that's something else we can talk about in the next couple of weeks. But I think that's pretty much it for this week, though, right? I mean,
I kind of like this one. I just kind of talk,
Yeah, definitely.
And y'all tell us what y'all think. And, maybe we'll call it like Wrestle Talk or something. Or Talking Wrestling. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe we'll have some somebody on the phone occasionally and get some special feedback. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where we change it up a little bit.
I agree.
Throw Ian a curveball, kind of throw him off his game, see if I can shake him up. I don't think it worked.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for this week's Wrestle Talk.
Wrestle Talk.
But check it out. Every Friday we'll be doing this little conversation here. Yeah. And then Mondays and Tuesdays we got Promotion Builder and Gimmick Builder. And then Wednesday we have an interview.
Interview Wednesday.
So... we got Thanksgiving and a bunch of holidays coming up soon, so there might be a few gaps in there. But for the most part, we will have, Thanksgiving week we won't have anything, and then Christmas week we won't have anything. But other than that, we'll be on schedule,
Yeah, well, go check out Larry Cooter's interview from 2 days ago on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He's we're in Georgia, as y'all know. He is a East or West. He's in Tennessee.
I think he's East Tennessee.
East Tennessee. So check it out. I thought it was a good interview.
I agree.
I've seen a few of his matches on YouTube, which y'all can check it out. And I liked his stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a brawler type
wrestler.
So I mean, I really dug it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the Announcers Table. Check us out every week. And then, if you're in North Georgia, check us out in Rome at the Rome Forum
Tomorrow
for the Superstars of Wrestling Fan Fest. We'll be there from noon until you kick us out on Saturday night. So
yeah, we'll stay as late as we can.
Yeah.
We're gonna have great stuff to give away, great stuff to sell.
Yeah.
We're gonna have wrestlers in our booth. A referee is gonna be in our booth. He's been all over and has refereed a bunch of crazy matches.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be there. I mean, it's gonna be some good times had by all.
So check us out, and we'll see you next time.